Hey, what's going on, Twisters? We continue our NHL Trade Deadline coverage with a big deal, maybe the biggest defenseman who was up for grabs for the trade deadline. Noah Hanifin from the Calgary Flames has been dealt to the Vegas Golden Knights as confirmed by Elliot Friedman. Stick around. We're going to get down to the wire with all of the details of this transaction. But the Vegas Golden Knights, having placed Alec Martinez on IR, have a huge upgrade for their blue line as we get into the last quarter, or last, I guess, 20% of this regular season and into the playoffs. So Noah Hanifin is a Vegas Golden Knights or Vegas Golden Knights singular, and we're going to cover that here on this stream and any other great breaking news here at the trade deadline. So we got some people popping in here. That guy, welcome back. We did have, of course, a very lengthy stream as I've been lifting weights and cleaning up my house. I'm sweating here. We've had a ton of deals conducted today, and the Golden Knights landing one of the biggest fish in this year's trade deadline in the solid two-way defenseman that is Noah Hanifin, formerly now of the Calgary Flames. Hey, King of the Surf, Theo, what's up? Gord, yo! Thank you so much. Thank you kindly. Flames are officially looking at next season. Exactly, yeah. They recently they lost to the Kraken, the other team that was kind of jockeying for a wild card spot just from that division alone. And I think that they're doing what they have to do because there was no way that they could, reach an extension with some of these pending free agents. When you see one guy out the door like a Chris Tanev, Elias Lindholm also being a big fish dealt, then the writing is clearly on the wall at that point. Markstrom next. I heard that from one of the more reliable sources out there, even though I can't recall immediately, that no, Jacob Markstrom will not be moved. But hey, I've seen weirder things happen, so we got to keep our ear to the ground nonetheless. Hanifin will be an unrestricted free agent. I have a lot of jerseys. Yeah, my collection's actually dying down a little bit now. So anyway. Hanifin will be a UFA at the end of the season. He would certainly be up for a lengthy extension. He is only, I believe, 26 years old. So we talk about a guy just kind of getting into the prime of his career. As we know, defensemen usually take a little bit longer to develop into elite players. But yes, Noah Hanifin is on the move, and we'll take a look and see what the terms of this deal are. Anybody new here? Hey, we're covering the rest of the trade deadline as best as we can. We're going to be giving you all sorts of content throughout the rest of the season, especially during the postseason. We'll do live streams as these games are happening. So, for example, if you don't have a subscription to something that includes TNT, TBS, right, will be your big-time destination to get caught up on all the madness. So, yeah, let's take a look. I'm just going to get things prepared here. I sprinted upstairs as fast as I could. A little bit warm here after cleaning my house, but Golden Knights are that's today's NHL anyway. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Ryan Leslie, I believe Noah Hanifin's going to Vegas. That's a turn as Noah Hanifin is indeed going to the Golden Knights. This is a player who I thought would be in the best of interest to be acquired by, I would say, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think that they were in need of the most defensive support. The LA Kings, I thought, were a good team for him to be dealt to as well, but he is staying in the Pacific Division, just a little bit to the east of Los Angeles in this case. So I'm happy that Hanifin is a Knight now. I'm glad you're happy. That makes one of us. Yep, they're going in again on. Come on. What else would you expect, right? What else would you expect? VGK, we have the aptly named Let's Go. Hey, that's. I'm curious to see the deals or the terms of the deal. If it doesn't involve either their top prospect or a first round pick, oh boy, disagreements will be had. The decor is absurd. Yes, it is. Dean's back. Oh, somebody's feeling good. Drager says he's extending too. Oh, really? Darren Drager, Raiden, because that looks like Metal Gear Solid there. It should be Raiden no matter what. I think the Flames were actually trying to get into the playoffs. Yeah, I think that loss to the Kraken was kind of that. I mean, I'm sure the nail in the coffin was already dealt, but when you lose to somebody you're just competing within your own division at this late in the season, right? So yeah, the Flames, it's been a fire sale for them, already dealing out Tanev and Lindholm as well. We'll see if there are any other players that are part of this, but I'm just looking for the final terms of this deal. Elliot Friedman is actually on NHL on TNT. Cortana, by the way, we couldn't get the Cortana cam on because this has already been done. Hey, there's Frege on my screen right now, so I don't want to be committing copyright infringement on Cortana. Yeah, I know. It takes a long time to process these kinds of things. We were hoping that he was going to go off to maybe Tampa so we could have an even more intense battle of Florida in the first round. But yeah, Water King, hey, nice to have you here, man. I didn't recognize you from the profile pic at first. Just sad. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, hey, I have a rebuilding team that I cheer for as well. Vegas decor with, oh God, this would be a good way to kick things off. All right, let's get to my screen here. And then we'll get to the terms of the deal, my friends. Terms of the deal. So yeah, this is your Vegas Golden Knights defensive core, by the way. Noah Hanifin and Alex Pietrangelo. Jesus. Shea Theodore, no slouch. I think he's been like top 6 for the Norris Trophy a couple of years. Braden McNabb, Alec Martinez, who's on IR right now, and Zach Whitecloud. Top D core in the league. It's got to be up there. It's got to be out there. And the way that Cassidy structures his defense, I mean, I'm sure that the Knights fans here can weigh in on this, but Jesus, they play that to a T, right? And so they can certainly compete as one of the best defensive clubs in the NHL at this point. And we'll see if there is that extension indeed. Cortana is upset at the trade. Probably right. The decor is scary. Yes, it is. Vegas can get Hanifin. But I have no words. But yeah, the Blues are willing to retain up to 50% on Pavel Buchnevich's deal. Okay. Oh, you got a new dog? Okay. I got to at least highlight that and say congratulations. One of my best friends just got a lab puppy. She's so darling. Anyway, congrats. You got yourself a new fur friend. That's wonderful. Post some pictures on social media. Let me know. Tag me. Taking first place back might be a little bit too late, but that doesn't matter, right? Just get into the postseason, right? And then it's a new season for them. But especially if they get to play the Oilers in the first round, right? We know that the Knights do really well against Edmonton. Breaking news, Calgary Flames trading beloved mascot Harvey Hound for Cortana. Cortana spokesman Nick says, we can't wait to get started. Oh my God. I can't imagine having a fur friend any more annoying than Cortana is. She always tries to pester me at the wrong time, but she's a sweetheart. And speaking of Cortana, all I have to say is that there will be some very interesting merchandising available very soon for supporters of this channel. Any other pets? No, I don't actually. What other pets would I get? I want to learn how to rehabilitate beavers. I'm absolutely just smitten by their cuteness. It's all about the tail. Your dog's just got shaved. Okay, well, Cortana fortunately doesn't have to deal with that. She hates getting bathed, so I can't imagine how bad that would be for her. It's like traumatizing when I try to put her in the bathtub. All right, so let's take a look here. Crazy few minutes. So Frege might be actually revealing details here, but I don't want to again commit like copyright infringement. So wait a second here. Do we not have? Okay, so we don't have the official terms of the deal just yet. Sit tight, guys. We'll be here to cover it as best as we can. And by the way, how is Noah Hanifin doing on the season? Noah Hanifin, 61 games, 11 goals, 24 assists, a little bit under 24 minutes of time on ice. His career high in points for anybody interested in the offensive numbers, aka 80% of us here. 48 points is his career high in that 2021-22 season for the Flames. Of course, they also had Rasmus Andersson quarterbacking a lot of the offense from their blue line, especially on the power play. So Hanifin, he certainly does have opportunity to contribute offensively on the Golden Knights. He just turned 27 not too long ago. And so he's got his best years ahead of him, and he could certainly bring a strong two-way presence at a fairly affordable cap hit. And we'll see if the Knights have how much of his salary the Knights are consuming versus what the Flames can do too. Let's see here. Should trade Gritty? Well, let's see here. I wouldn't trade my mascot for Gritty. I love Sharky too much. He's a fast puck mover. Well, they have options for how they want to get those blue liners involved because Shea Theodore can contribute. Pietrangelo can contribute. I like Whitecloud. He doesn't add a ton of offense, but in a depth role, he can certainly do that as well. So let's see if we get some details here, my friends. Any hope for my Sharks next year? Oh, no, 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 no. Not yet. What I'm looking forward to the most, more than any holiday, any occasion, anything, is the draft this year. I'm so excited, especially if my Sharks can find a way to get the first overall pick. But sadly, this is not what we're talking. I mean, this is not the marquee topic for this stream right now. Friedman has yet to reveal the details, and that's why we're here, right? We get to react to the madness together. Kristen, what's going on? Anything on Elias Lindholm? All I know is that the Canucks are curious in shopping him in an effort to get Jake Gensel, which is pretty mind-boggling for a player of that caliber. And you got to think the Boston Bruins would have to be one of those potential suitors for somebody like Elias Lindholm. The only challenge for Boston then is, well, it would probably lean on the shoulders of Jack Edwards and the broadcast team, distinguishing between Elias versus Hampus. Something needs to happen about the cap loopholes. That is certainly a great topic that we could spend hours discussing, but I understand your point. And that's regardless of any team. We have to make that clear as well, because we know that the Golden Knights aren't the only team that, actually maximizes their gains from the conditions for trading like that. Let me just say that. McAvoy has played exceptionally well. Yeah, is this the year where he finally becomes a Norris Trophy finalist? I'd like to see that. And I like his new kicks. He's got new kicks. They look pretty good. Sad part is nothing will change since it hasn't changed. All right, let's keep refreshing. That's all. That's probably our best strategy here. There is no extension as an immediate part of this deal. Not okay, but that's very much possible later in the season, even in the regular season. Like, there are times when you will see someone sign a deal once they get over there. So, and sometimes you see that the player, when they're dealt, even if they haven't signed an extension, they still yield for their old team that kind of big return. So, I mean, at the least, there's going to be a first. I would think there's going to be some sort of prospect involved here. And then we can take a look at the Golden Knights cap situation. But for them, they had the opportunity, not just from a roster standpoint, but they also had the opportunity because look at their draft collateral, right? They've got 3 first rounders going into today. So I think that at least one of them would be occupied there. It could be like a first and maybe a conditional first, right? It could be something kind of like that, where if the Golden Knights went to the Stanley Cup final or the conference final, then, Calgary gets a big pick in exchange for that. Leafs and Sabres have dropped the puck. Yeah, I think the Leafs have had a hard time in recent years with the Buffalo Sabres. I always look back at what was a very entertaining Heritage Classic a couple of years ago. We did a live stream at that time as well. And I noticed that my image formatting on my Noah Hanifin thumbnail was not fitting the window. So guess what? We get to do something really fun. Let's see if I can go behind the scenes and, oh, no, that's not going to work. That's all right. We're good. Let's see. Weird time to trade. Well, you mean for Calgary or just time of day? I assume that Byram isn't playing today. Yeah, that wouldn't happen today. It's since the trade just went down today. Yeah, Stone. Yeah, when we're talking about spleen problems, or it was a spleen, right? Yeah, lacerated spleen. Yeah, I'm not going to rip into anybody for anything like that. Alex Tuck. Yeah. Somebody else had brought that up too, Kristen. I haven't seen any rumors on. Oh yeah, I want to write back to the Hurricanes. I haven't seen any murmurs on Alex Tuck. It's just hard for me to imagine the Sabres wanting to trade away someone who's such a glue piece, right? Even if he's not contributing at the level that someone like a Tate hasn't had his best season, but he's got that locker room presence. He has that connection with the community. He's a good business asset. So I'd be really surprised to see him go, but that's just me. Does this give the Knights the gas in the tank they need? Well, it helps that they can now get up. I don't want to say get younger, but in a sense they kind of do by giving more responsibility to a guy who's just 27. they need, or is this the Stars, Jets, Canucks, and Oilers? I mean, the thing is that we got to see what the Knights look like fully healthy. Then I think that they're at the least, I think they're as scary as just about any of those teams. Stone coming back from his injury last year, just absolutely crushed it. Eichel, same thing, but at both ends of the ice specifically. William Karlsson still goes as one of the most underrated players, I think, especially in that division. I think so. Hill, he's going to be turning it on probably. Like they get to be deadly yet again. Today's been crazy. It could have happened on Friday though. I mean, I'm glad that it happens today because Friday, the deadline ends, I think, at 3 p.m. Eastern. So, I didn't want all those deals crammed into a shorter window on Friday so much. Stone may be out for the playoffs. Oh, well, I knew it was no guarantee that he would return, but and who knows? Maybe it could be just like a series or something like that. So you still have to, of course, express concern about that. But for Bruce Cassidy hockey, all you have to do is be not try to do too much in your own zone to break the puck out, and then just they positionally just know the forwards know exactly where to be on their forecheck to come up with turnovers. I mean, that's how they've generated their offense, and it just seems like every time they fired the puck off something like that, it just went in. They won't have anything to do on Friday. The Knights won last year. Yep. If Preds make the playoffs instead of the Flames, you're going to be angry. Well, Predators are riding high, man. They're looking good. Flames they're trailing to say the least. Would Stone retire if the injury bug keeps hitting him? Hey, somebody asked that today about Logan Couture. Man, I cannot imagine him just like quit, having to, hang him up just like that, Vegas is 10-2-1 against those teams. Really? Wow. That's scary. That's scary good. Pardon. All right. So if anybody sees the details of the trade, feel free to, type in a chat message here and I'll do my best to get that posted on here. But yeah, we are still waiting for that. Add LA to the mix. They seem to be playing much better hockey now with their new coach. There is salary retention. Yeah, that doesn't come as a surprise. And who knows, guys? Maybe we could even see Jake Gensel dealt. I mean, David Pagnotta really does let on that they don't want to have to wait until Friday to make this deal. Not to mention they could have other players to consider moving as well, albeit not as high of a priority. DeBrusk? Really? Where did you see that? That's fascinating because he's had a pretty strong year, hasn't he? Oilers are scary. Well, the thing is that if they have to match up against the Knights in the first round, I don't know if they can overcome that. I mean, awesome game they played last night. Obviously they added their own piece at the trade deadline by getting Adam Henrique, who's had a good year, in addition to Sam Carrick. So they have probably as good as they probably have as good. They probably have at least as good of forward depth. I'm trying to say. I got to check that. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. Noah Hanifin. Okay, so this comes from Shayna from The Athletic. Yeah, Edmonton's forward depth is as good as it was last year at the least. Working on an immediate with intentions of the trade extension is super rare. In the last 10 years, there have only been 4 noteworthy examples: Bo Horvat, Hampus Lindholm, JG Pageau, and Mark Stone. Those extension usually comes weeks or months later, unless they already agreed to the trade. Well, I guess she's saying that includes when they get dealt initially, they can do a sign and trade. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Weeksy. He says, keep an eye on the possibility of DeBrusk going to the Penguins. That's an interesting trade. I wouldn't. DeBrusk is going to be a free agent, right? So maybe this is an effort for the Bruins to clear up cap space to be involved in the Elias Lindholm sort of situation, if that makes sense. I can restate that if you need some help there. Vegas versus Florida again. I mean, I would think Florida. I personally wouldn't bet against the team that, or I wouldn't bet on the team that wins the President's Trophy, though. Just straight up, I won't. Yeah, very interesting rumor. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We're on the same page. Screen. Panyota that Vegas might not be done. I mean, as long as they have an opportunity to, waive somebody, send somebody down, right, to clear up some cap space, right, it's completely possible. And there are other teams that haven't been as active here at the trade deadline. I wonder if we'll see like a couple of other like guaranteed playoff teams make a deal with each other in order just to kind of address better, address needs where other teams have like a surplus like that. Uh, yeah, right. That's kind of where my mind's going now, based on this. Thank you, darkness. Right, about now involving possibly the Bruins and Penguins. Sure, this is certainly piquing my interest. The Oilers need to worry more about the Canucks. Oh, well, that's true. Although those games did come, they all came at the beginning of the season, right? Canucks beat the hell out of them and made Edmonton look really bad. Right. So have those two teams played since Chris Knobloch replaced Jay Woodcroft? The Wings are going to make a last-minute splash. Jacob Chikrin? I mean, hey, DeBrincat was already traded from the Senators to the Red Wings. You never know, right? 7 years would be too much. I mean, I don't think so. I look at a couple of the recent contracts, like the Pettersson contract, right? Canucks didn't have to break the bank for him. I look at the Sealer contract, maybe isn't the best comparison. Maybe the Sandin contract, right? Very fair contract. The salary cap's going up, but these teams aren't overpaying, or if they are, it's more in like stockpiling trade restrictions, right? Modified no trade clauses. So then that way they're not getting hit as much from a salary standpoint. So I think that should be that's kind of something interesting to watch when we talk about extending some of these players who are UFAs. Any rumors? I just heard that. Did I just hear that Duclair either wants to be traded or likely will be traded? I just saw something like that from like the Mercury News or from Sheng Peng. Flames and Knights finalized the trade. Word out of Vegas suggests they aren't necessarily finished. There we go. Yeah, but I'm still waiting for a couple other contenders to get involved here. Even though again there aren't as many big name assets available, right? Just want to see if there are any other updates here. But you guys are doing fantastic, so I'll continue to lean on you a little bit. Let's see here. Barabanov wants out. Yeah, I know that. I just don't think the Sharks are going to get too much for him. This year has just not been good for him. I know injuries certainly were a part of that as well. Are these updates? No, these are just text messages. Niels Hoglander. Okay, yeah, just want to make sure. Our Discord community, of course, popping off today. We did just take a quick look at what we're doing over at our Disco. Do check it out because we've got a lot of great hockey fans there of many, many teams, just about every team represented. It's been really active recently, and during the playoffs, that thing is going to be electric. So you can see the video description down below for a link to our Discord, but to give you a little view here we are. This is us. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, from Luongo. That's fun. Oh, Jake, way to go, man. But yeah, lots of people are hanging out here. We got chat rooms or channels, they call them, for every single team. And yeah, it's just a great place to connect with fans when I'm not doing a live stream like this or producing a video. So you are most welcome to join us. We keep things very friendly, very laid back. We're here to talk hockey and have a laugh here and there, right? Anyway, your Ducks jersey is now outdated. Oh, because you have Henrique. That's right. So who knows? This is a great time of year because, whoa, Joel Hanley has been claimed off waivers. Huh. Thanks, Taves. I appreciate that. Any updates on the Wild? I haven't heard anything about the Wild at all, honestly. And I mean, I think that reflects kind of the interesting salary cap situation they're in, right? Where sure they have some young talent that's making an impact, like Faber and Rossi and Boldy, right? But you still have to contend with the salary cap situation from the Parisi and Suter deal through next year. So I think that's kind of keeping them in a bit of a bind, in addition to the injuries that they suffered this year. Well, does Discord want to tell me? I guess it's a JavaScript error. Oh, geez. File a bug. By the way, you guys are so fantastic that now my backdrop is just comments from you guys. That's how many beauties we have here as a part of our community. And we have 113 beauties hanging out with us, and it's awesome to have you here. Well, Cortana's taking a little snooze right now. She knows that she can't be given as much attention. Cortana, how you doing, girl? Oh, nope, she's not. Don't worry. She'll come bother us in just a little bit. All right, let's see here. Dang, I like Cotter. Oh, Cotter's gone? So no more welcome back, Cotter. Oh man, Stankoven. Oops. Let's see here. Darren Drager. Yeah, that was just week C reposting that. Casey Middlestat is an Avalanche. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Is rumored to be what Calgary got back. Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Trade official. I'm not like the teams have announced it just yet, but Elliot Friedman is the one who broke it. So it's unofficially official, if you get what I mean. And we're waiting on the return for Calgary. And who knows, maybe other players like Paul Cotter could be involved in this. Apparently the deadline's today. I know I keep waiting to hear Jake Gensel because it looks like the Penguins really want to get that out of the way so they can finish up other things like, who knows, Jake DeBrusk is part of, Jake DeBrusk, could be part of this. This could be a blockbuster deal. We're just waiting for it to happen. So, it's the pot is definitely simmering. Stankoven's insane. Yeah, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record to some people, but I'm so happy that I got to watch him in person a couple of times with Kamloops. And yeah, he's going to be a star. He's going to absolutely, well, I mean, he already is a star, if you know what I mean, but he's going to be a stud, let's just say. And him and Wyatt Johnston are on the third line. Unbelievable, man. Martin Necas might get traded. So Necas was one of two Carolina Hurricanes who were who the Canucks had initially been interested in acquiring in exchange for Pettersson long before he signed that deal. That's all I know there. Stick, I don't know if that's for certain. We'll wait and see what the return is for Noah Hanifin, turning Morrissey inside out. Yeah, Morrissey's, I mean, he's kind of had, like, I know that he really burst onto the scene last year, but he still had a really strong season, right? Okay, why? Because Gensel's traded to Vancouver. Is that why? Tell us. The Penguins have recalled Joona Koppanen from the WSBs. Actually, I'm probably going to wear my Wilkes-Barre Scranton beanie tomorrow when I go to Wilkes-Barre before I go to or when I go snowboarding tomorrow. Danelle, what's up, man? Haven't heard anything on the Islanders. The Rangers got Alex Wenberg. I think that's a good pickup. They didn't have to send too much that way. But yeah, the Devils have been quiet. We'll see if there's any possibility of New Jersey dealing away Tyler Toffoli. Jake Allen will likely not leave Montreal until the offseason. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I didn't mute anybody, did I? How about the Blues? Yeah, I hear that they're willing. All I know recently is that they're willing to absorb as much as 50% of Pavel Buchnevich's contract, but there hasn't been a trade involving him just yet. I didn't know how well he had been playing defensively. I looked at his JFresh card and his rating's like 92% or something for that. It feels like the trade deadline's today. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get nearly the magnitude of deals on Friday, which is good for me. Just rewatched the 2012 documentary. Zach Parise was on the Devils roster. Yeah, I know, right? Zach Parise was on the ZZ Pops line with Travis Zajac, right? I forgot like the veteran who was on that, but yeah, he used to like pot, hella goals. Let's see here. Devils will get a goalie tomorrow. You think so? Well, I mean, who's available? Because it looks like Markstrom and Saros aren't available. So is it going to be right now or is it going to be in the offseason? I think it would be more likely the offseason because I don't know. Even if they push for a playoff spot, really, what are their chances of, doing some damage? At least that's where I stand on the matter. Looks like Haig, Edstrom, a first next year. Okay. Edstrom, okay, because he was drafted in 2023. Okay, got it. Cool. I'm gonna keep an eye out for that, and then I'll update my banner here for Hofer. Ooh, interesting. Hofer's, he's looked good this year. I could have had Hellebuck in the summer. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. Will Conrad get a good return? Yeah, I've seen he did fairly well in the other two deals. So I would like to say yes, but let me just say this: the Golden Knights haven't had to throw the kitchen sink at many of the players that they've acquired through their history. So I'm still kind of uncertain. Sharks trying to be creative to move Granlund. Interesting. He has 1 year left on his deal. Lived in Jersey when you were really young. Parisi was your favorite player ever? Yeah. Devils need more than a goalie. I agree too, right? I heard Nemitz was a scratch yesterday. Markstrom, Saros, and Allen are all unavailable. Olmark is a possibility, yeah. He is. Another guy to look out for would be like Alex Nedeljkovic, who's a UFA at the end of the year. Really affordable cap hit, in addition to like Capo Kakinen too. A bunch of 3-team trades. Who knows? Maybe the biggest one is a 3-team trade. The Rangers Stadium Series jerseys and Adidas. Oh, I mean, I've seen your Islanders one, but if you sent that just recently, then I can take a look there. Still not complete. Details being worked on. Oh, great. That means that we can still wait in anticipation here. What they give for it? Yeah, we're still waiting on the details there. Lord Emmerich on the website. It's called E-Crater. Huh. Good 3-team trade. Who doesn't love a good 3-way? But who knows? Maybe another deal could get done in the meantime. Let's see here. Okay, John from Hot Take Hockey, mind blown. So yeah, with the Canucks believed to be among the teams pursuing Jake Gensel, word is they've had discussions about potentially flipping Elias Lindholm to the Bruins. And again, I think that would make sense in terms of filling the Bruins' biggest need, right? Flames would have to be crazy to hold on to Markstrom. Right. Does his value get any higher? Well, Markstrom has what? It's either a full no move clause or a modified no trade clause. So that does make things a little bit more challenging for them. But he does have 1 year left on his deal, but he's not getting any younger. He's what, 30, 34 now? Markstrom has a full no move clause. So that's what makes things more difficult. I don't know if that changes next year though. No, it still stays as a no move. Oh, he's got 2 years left at $6 million. But yeah, you got to sell high. So I get what you mean. Games are on, but no one is watching. Well, of course. You got Cortana here, don't you? Oh wait, no, she's going to be out of the frame here. Kakin and Vimelka, yeah. Going to be no trade Friday. That's kind of good for me from a timing standpoint. Canucks chances are lowered to 0. Teams around them added way too much. Well, if Lindholm can actually get back in the rhythm of producing, then things start to look better for them, I think. But I think if they could have gotten another defenseman out of this, it didn't have to be Noah Hanifin, but if they could have gotten somebody for a second pairing or third pairing, something like that, I think that would have been nice for them. Best trade so far in terms of what somebody received. Best trade. I'm curious to see what Mantha does while the Knights are still waiting to get healthy. Personally, I don't think that it was like an amazing value for the Knights in exchange for what they got, but I still think that they were able to somewhat underpay a little bit for his services. So I think that's one to really watch out for. And Wenberg going to the Rangers, I thought that was a smart fit, and I kind of called that today. So I guess that would be one up there too. Monahan's been really good for the Jets. Yeah, you can't forget that. And that's wonderful to see, especially just given that they had to give up a first round to get him, right? Should bring back Parisi. And Parisi is playing on the Avalanche. I keep forgetting about that. I work for the deadline. Now you don't have to. Well, congratulations to you. I like that too. It's like, oh yeah, it's probably good if I take this day off because even if I go to work, it's like you'd be distracted by that kind of thing. On the return, not yet, Curtis. That has yet to be confirmed, and actually, somebody had mentioned that the details are still being ironed out. So I'm going to be hanging out for a while here just to make sure that we have a chance to see what that is. But it's going to be a big deal, right? Kevin Lankinen, yeah, that's another interesting name. If they're not going to deal Saros, I would think. Zucker, where is he going? Yeah, you're right. Zucker has been held out for trade-related reasons. We do know that. What moves do the Maple Leafs make? I mean, could they be in the running to get Jacob Chikrin? I think that would be a good spot for him, even though he would stay in the division. But yeah, I mean, I think of him going there, or maybe even the Red Wings, because they've been trade partners with Ottawa in recent history as well, right? Sabres are playing right now against Toronto. We should get like Jack, not Jack Lambert, wrong sport. Brad Lambert, right? That's the guy. That's the guy. Yeah, Zucker. Is there like a younger team that could benefit from the veteran presence, right? Where he is kind of the old man on a line like that. I mean, that's kind of how my mind is sort of initially processing that. Zucker, how would Zucker look like on a third line in LA? I don't know if that's really the best landing spot for him. Here to Toronto, maybe. Where is Zucker from though? He's American, isn't he? Zucker is. Oh yeah, he grew up in Vegas actually. I don't know. That's just my initial thought. If he's going to go to a contender, that's what I'm thinking. Devils. Oh no, that was from a long time ago, relatively speaking. Bro, stop making deals. I've also been traded to Vegas. Yeah, let's see here. I'm going to be requesting to go on injured reserve myself, so I can at least just collect a paycheck. Let's see. Zucker doesn't fit anywhere. Is another Mikheyev. Yeah, Vancouver getting Zucker. I stylistically, I don't know if that's really a good fit for him. Interesting to see where Tarasenko would go next season. Well, yeah, because his family does live in Florida, though, right? So he could stick around there. What's the return for Hanifin? Yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. Literally, I gotta update my banner to say we're still waiting. So are we still waiting to know the terms of the deal? We're still waiting. There we go. Sorry, Cortana. This just is not your day. Not that we didn't play a lot earlier today. Go get your toy. Where's your toy? Go get your toy, kiddo. What a day. Yeah, I know, right? I thought I was going to be, working on a nice video script, but no. But hey, I like this, though. This gets me energized plenty. Panthers might win the President's Trophy, and whoever does not get my... Unfortunately, I can't pick them to win the Stanley Cup. We got a new member in the house, and that is Eyes of Night. Hey, awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for supporting my work here, and hopefully see you on our Guess the Jersey stream for members on this coming Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We got Cortana hanging out. Crosby actually gets traded. I mean, I would say I'd err on the side of no. As much as he wants to compete for another Stanley Cup, I just can't see that happening. There she is. Where are you? There's the girl. Yeah, I know, girl. This is a very stressful time of year. Got to worry about all 32 teams at a moment like this. Sucks you want to watch the deadline with some deals. I know, right? What mountain am I riding tomorrow? I'm riding Silver Mountain tomorrow. I've been there just one time, but like that's kind of the best one in my region. But I usually go a little bit further where not too many people go. It's just a small family-run ski resort there. They just doubled in size recently, and their lift tickets are still really cheap. So that's pretty sweet. You want Crosby to be traded. If he played for the Avalanche, like right now, I think everybody would become an Avalanche fan. That'd be too much fun to watch. All right, catch you later, Victoria. According to Daily Faceoff, Tori says an extension was a part of the deal. Yeah. And did you you got gifted? Oh, nice. And you gifted a membership too? Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Eisen Knight. And I know that you will be a wonderful addition to our group because, first of all, there's never a cap for how many Panthers fans we can have. So thank you. Not everyone. What? Let's see here. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm caught up here as best as I can be. Yeah, Theo, I'd probably say I'm gonna err on the side of no, Crosby doesn't get traded. I wouldn't be entirely surprised, but back-to-back years not going to the playoffs. I don't know, man. Everyone Dan, I got you now, bud. Duclair to Carolina. Yeah, I kind of thought about that as well. Carolina's got good trade capital, so I think that they could certainly make that deal done in a couple of different ways. So yeah, from outside Philadelphia, yeah. Are you guys gonna hold on to third place after dealing Sean Walker? I like the move though, because you guys have been playing with house money all season. So even if for some reason you were to miss the playoffs, and I do want you to get in, so knock on wood. Even if you did miss the playoffs, you got a first rounder for Sean Walker. So that's great, right? You got a couple of first rounders to look forward to in the next 2 seasons. So yeah, Duclair in Carolina. I mean, he could play up tempo with them as well in the more up tempo style with a Teuvo Teravainen or a Sebastian Aho, something like that. So I think he'd be a good fit. But yeah, we love Duke. Hate to see him go, but I'm sure that the return would be pretty good. Flyers aren't done, you say? Huberdeau has been a point per game player since Lindholm was traded. I would not have guessed, honestly. Cortana traded to the Canucks. In return, can I get my own baby killer whale? That'd be sweet. Let's see here. Yeah, and Bowen Byram getting dealt today. That's the most surprising. I think that's kind of cool to see that 1-for-1, right? Like a couple of, good solid players who have their best years ahead of them, right? That's funny. I like that. I'll repost that. And Nikishin a first, and Jack Drury for Buchnevich. So does Buchnevich has another year left on his deal? Let's take a look at that. One of my favorite names to say in hockey, especially if you put a Russian slant on it, right? Man, my stomach's growling. Let's see here. So Pavel Buchnevich has one more year left at 5.8. He has a modified no trade clause. Okay, a 12-team no trade list. That's not the worst. Yeah, I actually, and yeah, you're right, Eyes. Duke has definitely been on fire recently. I think he's got 8 points in his last 4 games. But yeah, Nikishin a first and Jack Drury. I like that deal. That seems like a pretty fair one for a guy who is easily at least a good second liner and who has another year left on his deal at a very friendly cap hit. So I'm with you on that. Good pick there, Zachary. Flyers have definitely overachieved. Front office probably didn't expect this, but it's going to plan. It's all part of the plan. Yeah, John Tortorella, or maybe, I mean, there are lots of good coaching candidates for the Jack Adams Award. But yeah, I would say if these teams get in the playoffs, either Tortorella or Andrew Brunette. I think I would love to see both of them at least be finalists. But I know that there are some other really good names out there as well. Rick Tocchet has to get in that conversation as well. And you can say a team that gets into the playoffs despite, their multitude of injuries could certainly be a part of that as well. To 200 hockey jerseys. What? Beautiful. And you guys know that this time of year, this is when you can save the most money buying a hockey jersey from a place like Cool Hockey, because those players go on sale and for a lot less. Announce old trades from now on. That's a good way to fill in the time, I suppose. Ethan, welcome back here. Can the Wild make the playoffs? I think they're kind of running out of runway at this point, given Nashville has kind of turned it on. LA figured things out, right? I just don't see it happening. I mean, the Blues are still in contention. They deal away Buchnevich, then maybe that changes. But yeah, I think it's starting to get, they need a 7-game winning streak to to actually make it happen, I would think. Yeah. I'm with you there, Taves. Buchnevich has been declining the last 3 years. Really? Really? I mean, I have to see this to believe it, but let me take a look at that. Last year he had 67 points in just 63 games. But yeah, he's tailed off this year. Sure. Needs a change of scenery. Let's go Islanders. Yeah, where are they at, man? What you doing, Lou Lamoriello? Go get yourself 3 more fourth liners. I'm stealing that. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? 197 jerseys, nice. I mean, I used to have like 130 myself. Are the Oilers moving, or the Islanders? Excuse me. Wait. Oh, moving for anyone right now? Nothing concrete from what I'm seeing. I haven't seen any sort of indication that the Islanders are going to be aggressive on one of the more. Thanks, Graf. I appreciate that, buddy. I don't expect it to fully trade tonight, but the Devils have lots of interest to consider over the next 2 days ahead of the deadline. I should almost tag Kat in this. Say, hey, where do you and your husband want to go? But yeah, I could see that though. Toffoli right now would fetch a really good, especially good return. His last 2 years, he's been maybe the best forward not named Jack Hughes on his teams, right? And his line mate is Kyrou. Yeah, I hear you on that. Islanders, are they in a rebuild? No. As long as Lou Lamoriello is the general manager, that team will not rebuild. You got to look at how many veterans they have. Like, I'm talking like 30-year-olds who are signed for another 2 or 3 years after this year. So I'll show you the Islanders just to give you a snapshot. Yeah, look at that. They have Clutterbuck, Martin, Wahlstrom. I don't even know if they'll hang on to him, to be honest. Holmstrom's been a bright spot for them. And then otherwise, you've got a few more years of Casey Cizikas. You got a bunch more years of Pierre Engvall, albeit at a friendly deal, but trade restrictions. Yeah. Palmieri's still under contract through next year. 2 more years of Pageau. Nelson, I mean, he's been their most consistent player for a number of years. Lee for 2 more years at 7. Horvat signed that long-term deal, and Barzell, of course, had also signed a long-term deal as well. Well, that's why I share my screen. A Briere autograph. Nice. He's done a pretty banger job so far there in Philly, considering he was left with kind of a crappy situation. Let's see here. Buchnevich. Oh, because the Blues themselves have declined. Well, I always appreciate a Blues fan's opinion because they proved me wrong about something, and that it was the defense for them that was really the issue last year and not Jordan Binnington. If we're talking about just how you actually play the position. So, what is my opinion on Ullmark if he's going to be traded now or in the summer? Ooh. It's not the easiest contract to move, but I say the problem is that there aren't, for other teams that need goaltending, there isn't that good of a market because I don't see Saros or Markstrom being moved at this point. So I think it behooves them to do that now, especially if they can, get some scoring in return, or even a draft pick because they're really suffering for draft capital. So I say if they can get him out the door, that's great. Ethan, hey, thanks for hopping in here. PWHL, I have not watched that just yet. That's cool that they stream on YouTube, though. I appreciate that, and obviously that helps them with getting exposure, right? The women's team for Minnesota is doing better than the Wild. Hey, at least the Timberwolves have had some success this year, but we'll see. Boston possibly getting a pick from Pittsburgh. Yeah. That's the one to follow. It's not just about Jay Gensel. It's a whole mess of players, right? Devils want Markstrom. Yeah. He's got 2 more years, though, and a full no-move clause. So not easy to work with. Stefan Matteau. Oh, really? That's cool. That's really cool. There was a documentary that was produced a year or so ago, where this guy he starts out by going to like one person who collects memorabilia for one original six team. So he starts with somebody with like I don't know the Bruins, and then he goes to a crazy collector for the Maple Leafs and one for the Red Wings. The Red Wings one was the best because this person was friends with Gordie Howe too. So search for like hockey memorabilia collection documentary or something like that and watch it if you haven't already because it's beautifully composed. Gerp Gerp. Here we go again. Carolina Hurricanes and Don Waddell. Last year I was pissed because they should have been bigger players there. Like Bo Horvat would have been perfect for them. So I feel you. I feel you. I'm cheering. I'm cheering for them to find a way to augment their roster because I haven't been as high on them as I was in the past couple seasons. Hopefully they prove me wrong though. And if the Panthers win the President's Trophy, what sweeter way to get to the Stanley Cup final than by some sweet revenge? Although I do like the Panthers as well. Toffoli for Olmark. There we go. But wait, Toffoli's going to be a free agent, right? And he's at a very friendly cap hit. I think he's under $5 million, right? That's a great hockey doc. Yeah. You know what I mean. The Flames don't have a first round pick next year. Oh, good. Yeah, straight up. Colorado and Edmonton West Final, Florida and New York. All I gotta say, man, is President's Trophy aside, if the Golden Knights and if the Oilers have to play the Golden Knights in the first round, dude, that is their kryptonite. And the Avalanche are really keen to see what they could look like if they can actually get Landeskog back in the lineup. A first rounder and a prospect. I think it has to start with those two. And we're not talking about like it has to be one of their best prospects available, right? Vegas is getting a third team involved for retention. See what I'm saying? Let's see. Per Friedman. Okay. 162 people hanging out with us. Fantastic. If you want to be keeping up with the NHL with some wonderful hockey fans like us, we're going to have a ton of streams just like this around the playoffs. We'll even do some play-by-play audio for those of you who don't have, cable packages or streaming packages. We can be your go-to source for audio commentary. And also, hey, sometimes we also play trivia at intermission. Like I'll make actually custom trivia. We'll do rankings and fun stuff like that just to keep you guys entertained. Are you not entertained? No. So anyway, subscribe if you're new and like the sound of that, or like in-depth historical features on rivalries and defunct teams like the Hartford Whalers. We have a lengthy, dense, meaty, delicious production of that to look forward to, hopefully by the end of next week. Devils would have to give up Toffoli, Holtz, and at least a first for Omar. Ooh, you think that much, huh? That's beefy, but it's good to set the bar high like that. 4 goaltenders, slow defense, and no one to put the puck in the net. Not to mention, anytime you rotate your goaltenders, that guy's going to get hurt anyway. It's very unfortunate. By the way, and speaking of the Hurricanes, for anybody local to Raleigh, North Carolina, yours truly is going to be in the building on March 28th, the Thursday night game against the Detroit Red Wings. Might be doing a meetup for those of you who are interested, so keep your ear to the ground. I'll have more updates on that as we get closer to that day. Hanifin, Kent Hughes. What? Still waiting on Hanifin. Yeah. That's why I have it as we're still waiting. Why is it taking so long? Because, apparently there could be a third team involved. I think Friedman had said that. So let's see here. Vegas is getting a third team, says Puck Report, to acquire at 75% retained. For the Knights to retain. For the third team to retain that much? I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Let's see here. Yeah, that decor. Yeah. I mean, like, is it intimidating? To fully Cortana, honey. Cortana, of course, always trying to get my attention when I'm going live. Cortana, hun, what did we do? What did we do after our last stream earlier today? Well, I believe we outside and played some FRISBEE. So If Vegas can somehow keep cap flexibility, then they might not be done. Exactly. We got a big 20 spot here from Dean. Hey, thank you so much. Go Golden Knights. Mantha and Hanifin. Woohoo. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. I was like, am I about to make a stream centered around the Golden Knights? And I said, yeah, I am. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And hey, I mean, if we can, whatever we can do to make the build up for the playoffs more exciting, that's fantastic. I'm poor. Okay. Well, having you here, smashing the like, right? Subscribing, checking out my social media, right? Hey, buy some merch. We're going to have a killer merch drop for you guys later this month, too, featuring Hockey YouTube's cutest dog. Do a documentary on the Golden Knights' rich history. Third team involved for retention. Yep. It's just a matter of when, right? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I keep refreshing my feed here. Let's see here. With Hanifin off the board, I'm curious to see if Tampa and Detroit shift focus to Chychrun. Yeah. Tampa's got to be in on something like that because that's exactly what they need. They inch a little bit closer every day to the second wild card or a wild card. And I think that if they can't at least get Chychrun, they're huge losers at this deadline, albeit they didn't have the bargaining power that some of these other teams had. Tampa's got a lot of voids in their draft picks, right? They don't have a deep prospect pool to choose from. And there you go. Any words coming out of Columbus? No, I have not heard anything, man. Not a thing. So I that's like one team I haven't touched on today, but I have seen nothing, honestly. Marco Scandella. Wait, Scandella was Scandella on the Lightning previously? Who am I thinking of? Bogosian's another one of those guys that yeah. So he's never played for them. Maybe I was thinking of Bogosian. There you go, Gerb. Who else would it make sense for Vegas to go after? I feel it wouldn't be one of the biggest names. Yeah, exactly, right. As long as they're confident that they can get relatively healthy for the playoffs, right, then I don't think that they should be all that aggressive. They still have good. We'll see what the return is going to Calgary, but I would think that Vegas, if they still want to augment their roster, it's not going to be by anything close to what they're giving up for Hanifin, whatever that is, because we're still waiting, of course. Price going to be for Pacioretty. Well, Mantha got a second. Patches, I could see him maybe getting something like a second in return. Coming out of Columbus, the Blue Jackets still exist. Oh, boy. Well, they better, because we got to get the Ohio-Michigan battle in the Stadium Series, right? Let's see here. David Edstrom, a first and a decent. Yeah, like something like that, I think would be, that's what we could definitely expect for a deal like this. That certainly makes sense. For Gensel, the Penguins wanted a first, a big prospect, and something else as part of it as well. That was what David Pagnotta had said. So when we talk about Hanifin being like, without question, the biggest name so far for this deadline on defense, I would think a similar return would be warranted. Let's see here. Pens are down to give Riley Smith back to Vegas. Yeah, Penguins, as Pagnotta was saying on TV today, right, they're bullish on getting this deal done, but they wouldn't be done entertaining offers after Gensel too. So I'm not saying necessarily a full fire sale, but they could certainly have other deals to make. But yeah, Chychrun and Tampa, yeah. I'm curious to see if one of those teams loads up too, right? Those are the two wild cards in the Eastern Conference right now. But if someone else like the Islanders got hot, right, then it becomes more of a battle. As bad as CBJ has been, they're still getting bums in seats. Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear that they still have good attendance there. Yeah, the Sharks are actively trying to move Alexander Barabanov. I heard they're trying to get creative with what they could swing for Mikhail Granlund, their leading scorer this year, and Duclair is still a possibility as well. But teams up until today, I know, didn't have really any interest in what the Sharks had to offer, which it sucks for me, but we'll see what happens. Brady Tkachuk to Florida. Have you been watching Flying Fluffy hockey? Yeah, that's our guy over there. San Jose, maybe the third team. I mean, it's quite possible, right? The Sharks actually did retain some of Matthias Janmark's salary when he was acquired by the Knights a couple years ago. So, top 3 favorite team, Sharks. Number 2 is Carolina. Kind of became a supporter of that team once Brenda Moore got hired. And my third team, I mean, at the same time, like we're talking 2018, it was the Panthers and it wasn't because of like Barkov so much as it was about, for me, it was Yevgeny Dodonov. He was my favorite player on that team. But yeah, I've hung on and, had a soft spot for them for a few years because, Flying Fluffy Hockey is one of the good friends of our channel. And so we chat very frequently, and it's a treat to really watch what he does with his community over there. So those are my teams, right? But hey, that changes every few years, though, I gotta say. Brady Tkachuk for Kai. Woo! That would be madness. Let's see here. All right. Well, anyway, I know that some people have to cut out as we still wait. We hit the 1 hour mark already. You guys make this fly. This goes by in a blink of an eye. So thank you for your activity on here, your great questions, your likes and subscribes, donations. Thank you for all of that. That's fantastic. That keeps the lights on for this channel, and it keeps Cortana well fed with goal treats. And actually, you know what we need to do? We need to bring out the treats for Cortana. Yeah. Drop a dog emoji in the chat if you want me to get some treats for Cortana here, because she's being a really good girl. Yeah. I know that there were some murmurs around, like, would the Senators really deal Tkachuk? That would just blow my mind. Just like that Barkov crazy play. I loved it. Nice, Victoria. Let's see here. Dan, all in. Let's see here. Golden Knights trade deadline acquisitions. Robin Lehner, who, I mean, let's not forget the dude was awesome for them. Jack Eichel, right? And that was a matter of time until he, returned to form and maybe played the best hockey of his career last spring. Aiden Hill. Moment of silence for the departure of Aiden Hill. Ivan Barbashev, who I've always liked quite a bit and will fit in just perfectly there. Anthony Manthan and Noah Hanifin. Yep. All right, you guys want to see some treats for Cortana? All right, let's go. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back here as I get some treats from. Yeah, Cortana just cocked her head. Here, you can watch my trailer for one of my videos that you've probably already seen. Let's see here. Where is that? There we go. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? It's not going to even take that long. So hold on 1 second. You can look at this beautiful tweet here from Bleacher Report. Here we go. Teddy Bluger. Oh, sorry. Here, Cortana. Hold on. All right. There we go. All right. He's back. All right. So I got to make sure I pick up the camera with my hand for this. Cortana for oh yeah, John does have an adorable puppy. That's for sure. So does Rob Talks Hockey. He's got a real cute pupper too. Of course, the OG pupper being Cortana's kind of the OG guy. I think she's the oldest of the dogs on Hockey YouTube. You wouldn't know it by looking at her because she still has a baby face, but Cortana is 10 years old. Vermette. Well, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Vegas, Daniil Miromanov will be part of the trade to Calgary. Okay. But there we go. All right. Let's give her some salmon jerky, huh? All right. Here, let's go full screen. So if anybody's just joining us is like, what the hell's going on? Well, we got to, of course, reward Cortana. There we go. All right. Here we go, kiddo. Oh, God. This is going to be tough. Here you go. There's a good girl. Here. Here. Do something for the fans out there. Sit. Good girl. Down. Okay. There you go. Woo. Sorry, I'm like watching this on my screen to make sure you guys can pick it up. Okay, here, have a couple more. Here. All right, all right. Here, can I get a kiss? Kisses. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There it is. Spanish like for Cortana. All right, and can you 360? Nicely done. All right, good. And let's see here. Here, shake and bake. Here. The crow hop backwards. There you go. All right, and I don't know what else. Good girl. All right, thank you for your support of my pupper. She's a good girl. Oh yeah, she's wonderful, and she's the heartbeat of Twisted Wrister hockey. Besides you guys, she's the brains of the operation. Let me just say that. All right, so but expecting a hearing. Oh no, we already know that there was going to be a hearing on that guy. Whoa. Okay, the King's PR. I don't really know who that is, but whatever. Hanifin, my gosh. My goodness. Could we see a trade as early as tonight? That's what it seemed like from what I heard from Panyota earlier today. Basically the same clip there. Ba ba ba. Oh, Savannah Bananas. Let's see here. Yeah, so anybody just joining us, we are still waiting on the terms of this deal. Crazy, huh? Seriously, how good is this team? Well, what if you were to subtract Jake DeBrusk and add in Elias Lindholm? I hope that I named my dog after Cortana from Halo. I did. So when I adopted her, her name was Karma, and I used to run a video games club in person. So it was all about playing all the games that we grew up on the couch, right? So old school like that. And so I wanted to name my dog after a video game character. What better name than Cortana from one of my absolute all-time favorites? We're talking like Halo 1 or Halo 2 Cortana, though, not like Bloobs Cortana from like Halo 4 and onwards. Let's see here. The Canucks puppy passed? Oh, like the official team dog? Oh. Yeah. That's one of the cruel things in life, that dogs can't be around forever. Vegas has at least checked on Toffoli. I can't even. Let's see. Wow, that would. We could basically say that Knights versus Panthers in the final again. Although if the Panthers win the President's Trophy, I don't know. Let's see here. Nebraska. Yeah, come on, guys. You gotta get this deal. By the way, if that deal does break tonight, even if I'm not live, I'm probably gonna go live again. But yeah, let's just see here. I guess a couple things came in on the old phony. 1-0 Leafs over the Sabres, the Sabres. Good thing YouTube hasn't hit me for copyright infringement. But I guess since I'm doing this on X, where like that's already like publicly accessible information, I think I'm okay. I hope so, at least. Sharks or Hawks? For what? Who's the worst team in the NHL, or who's going to get Celebrini? There's only one acceptable response there. How about the team that has never had a number one draft pick in its 33 years in the NHL? Devils are open to return in the way of multiple picks and a prospect. Yep. Toffoli, if he went to Toronto, man, poor guy. Keeps going from the U.S. to Canada. It's been an hour and a half, and all we know is Daniil Miromanov is coming back. Wow. It hasn't been quite as long, but we're getting there. Let's see. Still looking for the full details of this. I can't remember the last time it took that long after we knew that a trade of this magnitude was about to go down. Still no update. Exactly. I know. So I appreciate your patience there. Why is there even a cap? Let's see here. Actually, Barbanov is on the. Oh, okay. Yeah, there isn't enough to update you on. Unfortunately, I thought that we were going to, of course, know that immediately and then maybe get another trade or two. Yep. That about sums it up. Cool hockey. Let's see. Wait. No, I didn't know that. Oh yeah. Also, keeping my ear to ground to the ground as it relates to NFL news. Me being a Vikings fan, there's been a lot better around Cousins. So yeah, that's also happening. And the NFL draft happens in just about, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks, right? Wait, yeah. Any Islanders news? Oh, Duclair could be in the mix there. Yeah, that's one team he hasn't played for. He's played for like 6 or 7 others. But no, I have not heard anything specific on the Islanders. So I haven't heard anything on them. I haven't heard anything on the Blue Jackets. A team that I expect to be active somewhat, but hasn't done anything yet is the Lightning. That's another one to look out for. The Blackhawks haven't been reported to sell off anybody. I mean, you thought that they would have considered selling off Mrazek, selling off Dickinson, but those guys extended with them. Sometimes they get extended and then they get traded, but not in this case. So yeah, is your dude. Well, that's good. He's got a great release on his shot, by the way. That's what I can say. Can't wait for the Kirk talk to end. Yeah, I know. Same here. Because it looks like his family's like moving to Atlanta. Come on, news break. Give me specifics. This is driving me nuts. Oh, let's take a look. Regarding Mittelstadt. Oh, interesting. With Tuck. Without Tuck. That is substantial. Oh, Joey Chestnut was at the Cavs game. San Jose native right there. Well, I mean, he wasn't born there, but he lived there for a long time, or I don't know if he still does. Kirk to the Falcons. Yeah, it is looking like that. Sorry to switch sports on you guys, but that is a pretty big deal considering the free agency class isn't that huge in the NFL right now. Am I a baseball fan? Not to what I used to be, especially with just the lack of a salary cap there. I'm a Giants fan, and I mean, I'm happy that we won 3 World Series last decade with a good payroll, but not like a top 3 or anything like that. But what's going on right now is just absurd. So it's kind of like there are like 1 or 2 Thanoses out there, and then everybody else is like, okay, as long as they don't win the World Series, it's a win for all of us. Let's see here. Breaking down Thornton to the Sharks. Yeah, remember that one? Primo, Stewart, and Sturm. I just remember that. I was like, whoa, we got Brad Stewart's going away. Marco Sturm for this guy, Joe Thornton. I'm like, well, I don't know anything about Joe Thornton. I just know that he was one of the highest rated players in NHL 2K4. So I said, it's got to be good because I wasn't really watching hockey back then. And then the Sharks like just tear it up. So yeah. But we still have 144 of you hanging out. So that's wonderful. They got Chapman. I don't even know what his first name is. That's how out of touch with baseball I've been recently. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? 1.2 billion, just ridiculous. Would be able to afford the assets. So yeah, it's like, could they at least get a good consolation in the form of Jacob Chikrin? So I'm curious to see. Chikrin could get moved to a couple of different teams in that division, perhaps. But yeah, how hard it is to be a Vikings fan? Putting me in timeout. Hey, you have nothing to say now, except you were 30 minutes away from a Super Bowl appearance. It's so long. I know. Matt Chapman. Okay. Because the only one I knew was Aroldis Chapman. I don't remember him playing third base. You forgot to turn. You go to third base. Smalls. What the hell is he doing? A study for your science test tomorrow. Yeah, there you go. How many? Yeah, can X officially track how many refreshes a user performs? I bet they can. I think I'm probably at about 240, 250 of those today. Would Russ end up with the Steelers? Yeah, I guess that's kind of one team that's still looking to add. Metal Gear Solid. I never actually really played MGS, but it's got some pretty awesome songs in its soundtrack. Oh yeah, you should be, Riley. You should be excited for this trade. Very excited. Let's see here. Yeah, Jake, put on that mod hat. And tied. Leafs and Sabres are tied. Yeah. So anyway, people who are coming in, they're like, what's going on? Like, how come we're even live at this point? Yeah. There was a huge trade, of course, but we don't even know what the details are. Usually that kind of thing is revealed usually within about 20 minutes. And here we are 75 minutes later. So thank you, teams. But hey, I'm glad I'm doing this because, first of all, you guys have been fantastic so far. Time does not go this fast with anything else. Mostly anything else. And I was going to say that, and of course, I appreciate wonderful questions and topics that we can discuss in the meantime while we wait for this news here. Eric Johnson. Yeah, that's right. A Cup winner with the Colorado Avalanche. So Noah Hanifin, acquired by Vegas, is a mobile puck-moving defenseman who typically plays at a top pairing level. He's very good at a whole lot of things, even if he's not quite elite at anything, at one thing, right? It's okay. Like we said, the Golden Knights, they don't have to rely on one or two players at a certain position to help the team excel, right? They can get things done by committee pretty damn well. And that goes for the defense, and that does go for the forwards as well. Omid, what's up? It's a three-way trade. That's why it's taking a while. Yeah. Things usually do take a while when it's a three-way of that sort. Best goalie not in the Hall of Fame. Oh, that's a great topic. While we wait, best goalie not in the Hall of Fame. I know that there's one big. A lot of people say Curtis Joseph should be one of those names. Mika Kiprusoff isn't in the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves some consideration. And this is my homer pick, but Yevgeny Nabokov, I don't think he would get into the Hall of Fame, but he's, to me at least, in the Hall of very good. Toffoli's still available. Yeah, the Devils are I think I read that the Devils are entertaining weighing their options on what they could do with him, right? And Dan Cloutier. Yeah, Nabby, that's right, man. Kipper. Absolutely Kipper to me. Because you could even argue that he was Finland's best goaltender. Tuukka Rask and Pekka Rinne have, they certainly are right up there with him. Kipper's played more games per season than that's true. Kipper was an absolute workhorse. BT, what's up? Who will the Wild trade at the deadline? That's okay. So we talked about like the Blue Jackets so far have been mum. We haven't heard anything about them, and I haven't heard anything about the Wild in terms of who are they looking to shop. But you know what, BT, my friend, let's take a look at the Minnesota Wild's contracts. This will be a more relevant topic to explore. Consistently above average. But not since they were not since they were in the conference final, I would say 65 years ago, because ever since then it's been pretty downhill. Let's take a look. So the Minnesota Wild, they don't have a lot of free agents. Look at that. They got Brandon Duhaime and just a couple other guys on, league minimum rookie deals, essentially. So there isn't a whole lot that they can do, unfortunately. And it's not like they can be a cap broker so much. Look at that. They don't have much. Even in LTIR, they haven't used that much. So it's not like they can take on a bad contract and get involved in a deal like what we're seeing between Hanifin and, the Flames, the Knights, and whoever that third team is. And of course, that is because of the salary that they're consuming. Look at that. 14.6 million or 0.7 million on the books. So that has definitely been biting them in the butt. So that's why I don't see them being quite as active as they could be. Even if they got Maroon back, for example, that's not a huge piece that you could move for more than, I don't know, a third and a sixth or something like that. So they're in a bind. Goligoski, there are more mobile, younger defensemen available to play in a bottom pairing. So yeah, I don't really like this trade deadline for them. And I heard someone said that they're not going to move Fleury either. So it's a tough one for the Wild, honestly. If Knight's getting Hanifin, they can't get Gensel unless Gensel doesn't sign an extension wherever he goes and is a free agent in the offseason. Then I wouldn't be surprised. That's okay, BT. I haven't been streaming a whole lot except for like this trade deadline. That's been a big one. Kipper was hiding in San Jose. Oh yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah. Who would have thought? Will Pecorine be a first ballot? I don't know about that. There was a very strong crop of players there, but I absolutely think he should be a Hall of Famer. I think that in terms of capabilities, he is the best Finnish goaltender of all time. As good as Kipper was and Tuukka Rask. Rask actually has a Stanley Cup, but Rine's got a statue. And he was a top 5, if not top 3 goaltender for a number of years. Let's see here. Oh, wait, that was that. Let's take a look at this. Victor Olofsson ties the game. Let's take a look at this goal. Oh, actually, we can't because that could be. I don't know if that's going to be infringement, copyright violation. I wouldn't want that. NHL Scout gets real about what the Sharks are offering. Come on, guys. Jeez, pitter patter. Pitter patter, man. Still looking around, guys. I appreciate your patience with this. And I don't know. Well, the latest I would probably go is to 2 hours in this case. Unless, of course, Gensel gets dealt, right? If that happens tonight, right, I will go live for this. So that's just kind of the circumstance right now. Let's see. Chris Osgood. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another great pick goaltender who is not in the Hall of Fame. Let's see here. Is he still too good right now? Yeah, I know, right? I think he'll always be associated with that. Nabokov, Toskala, and Kiprusoff. Yeah, and I mean, at the top of his game, I mean, Toskala looked like he was going to be a stud. Poor guy gets such a bad rap for that one goal. For that one goal he let in Toronto. Okay, Cortana, girl, jeez, this girl does not leave me alone. I mean, usually happens. Never mind. Let's see what we got. You don't. Oh boy. Let's see here. Cooked on this test tomorrow. 3D printing organs. What? That's pretty nuts. I'm blown away just by that question. 1 and 2. I'm gonna have to text somebody about that. God. 1 hour and 20 waiting the trade. Yeah, I know, right? Pretty crazy. But we'll give Cortana something to occupy her time with. But yeah, 3D printed organs. And Johnny Canuck. Gotta love the Johnny Canuck. Actually, this salmon jerky smells pretty good. No, I won't do that on camera. Let's see here. Knight's getting Hanifin. They don't get. If Knight's getting Hanifin, they don't get Gensel. Oh yeah, I already read that. So is there an interesting game to watch tonight, guys? I didn't even look at the schedule. I know, right? You can 3D print just about anything these days. I wonder if I can like 3D print Cortana, because that's all I ever want. A lineage of Cortanas. but she was, of course, not from a breeder. She was probably out there in the middle of nowhere in the Central Valley and got scooped and eventually landed in my lap. Wings, abs could be good. Oh, that's tonight. Nice. As the Red Wings inch a little bit closer to a playoff spot. And damn, that sounds pretty awesome to say, I got to say. Too bad Casey Middlestat won't be playing tonight for Colorado. Let's see here. All right, let's see. That'd be crazy. Yeah, who knows, man? Cortana, you need to stick around for a few more years. Technology moves fast, but I mean, who knows, man? That could, if they can 3D print an organ, who knows, right? Maybe like you just got to put a little chip in it, right? And then all of a sudden, then Cortana will be resurrected. It's barely even a thing. Okay. I don't even know if it's legal. That's the problem, right? Because everything has to get. Never mind. It's funny. Hanifin joined the team in Tampa. Oh, really? Oh, and he has to fly all the way to Vegas. That's a haul, right? That's about 5.5 hours or so. 5 hours, at least. I got to do a cross country flight myself that I'm not looking so forward to. Ooh, look at that! Look at that jersey concept. That's kind of cool. I like that. I don't know what that one white stripe is doing. That's kind of weird, but not bad. Let's see here. Yeah, Manthus could scoop up for them too, huh? Tonight we got ourselves a real marquee matchup between the Orlando Solar Bears and the Greenville Swamp Rapids. Actually, the Solar Bears tweet. They liked one of my tweets. I'm so happy. I feel so complete in life now. That's the only ECHL team I've ever seen in person, or arena, I should say, really. That was from last night. Wow, Sharky. Looking fresh, man. Sharky. That was the reason why I liked the Sharks to begin with. Come on, guys. Yes. I keep looking to see if anything else is coming in here, guys. Oh, wait. We can watch the all the great young Minnesota hockey high schoolers with their amazing flow. Yeah, that's a good way to pass the time, isn't it? Let's see here. The WHL playoffs start soon. Yeah, that's right. Hopefully my Spokane Chiefs can hold on to a spot here. Speaking of which, we've got Berkeley Catton, who could be a top 10 pick this year. He had a hat trick last night. I mean, in the W, that's not like rare or anything like that, right? Gensel and Lindholm. Come on, boys. Get the deal done already. Recommend if I'm in Minnesota for a wild game, checking out the high school tournament. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. I know that's as big as high school football is in Texas. Probably won't be competitive for years. Yep. At least I give you kudos for really embracing the teardown at this point. Not fun for Craig Conroy. As I said before, there's no other general manager's job that I envy less. Who stated the Zucker to Vancouver rumors? I don't think I saw that, but I haven't seen any sort of murmurs about that, to be honest. It's been a while. Yeah. Come on, my friends. Yeah, this is my favorite football team right here. Explains quite a bit. Please, just don't lose Justin Jefferson. Yeah. Well, guys, don't want to be committing copyright infringement. I'd really like to keep this going, but you know what? How about this? Right, as I said earlier, let's see if somehow we get a Jake Gensel trade tonight, and if we do, there's a good chance I can get on for that one. Hopefully, we're waiting around to see what the haul is. So I'm going to adjourn this right now, but I hope that we can see that happen tonight. That'd be fantastic. Tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be able to do that because I'm going to be snowboarding. Who knows though? Maybe I'll just go to the lodge and get on my phone and do a live stream or something like that. So I know, right? It's not easy. It's never easy. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks again for hanging out. Do leave a thumbs up, and if you're new here and want more streams like this, I think you know what to do. From Cortana and myself, thank you so much. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys today, and we'll hopefully have something to look forward to as we get into the late hours of the evening. So toodaloo for now.